Modern warfare is changing before our eyes. On the battlefield, FPV drones are increasingly playing a decisive role, small unmanned aircraft that turn into a formidable weapon. Their speed, precision, and affordability make them a key tool in the war of technologies. The Russia-Ukraine war is proof of that. What can a small and cheap drone do against a large and expensive tank? Let's find out. You are watching the channel Arsenal of History. Enjoy the video. This Russian APC was sent Toth meat grinder assault, and Ukrainians deploy Bradley to counter Russian offense. Russians jump off in panic as the APC stops. The APC turns around, but it was already in Bradley's sight. Russian crew tries to escape quickly, but Ukrainian Bradley opens fire. Shells penetrate the armor, causing massive damage to the enemy APC. The Bushmaster gun slices through the Russian vehicle. The engine is hit and the APC is on fire. When a Russian tank is firing from cover, it disguises itself with a smoke trail. The surveillance drones detect this and go to determine the exact location of the enemy. Sometimes a Russian tank or gun is completely hidden behind vegetation. Ukrainian pilots track the tank's location precisely, and then the FPV flies between the branches and hits the target. The kamikaze drone has only one chance because it technically cannot return to base. But the well-coordinated actions of the observers and the FPV allow them to destroy both Russian tanks that were working in pairs. Now, an attack drone armed with a grenade sets off for its mission. And here's another modern Russian tank. The drone lowers a bit and drops a grenade. Immediately after, a powerful explosion. Fire geysers erupt from the tank's openings. The ammunition has exploded. And now the T-90M. The flagship of Russian tanks. Let's see how well it handles modern challenges. The first thing to note here is the frequent ignition of the ammunition upon damage. A Ukrainian FPV drone approaches the target. The operator directs it into the open hatch. The drone explodes right in the hatch. This is all it takes to ignite their ammunition. The flames violently burst through the turret and the driver's hatch. Here is another abandoned T-90M tank. The operator attempts the same trick as the previous tank. Let's follow the drone. A Russian tank is moving to take up a position to fire. Luckily, a Ukrainian pilot spots the enemy tank and shoots it in the rear while it's moving. Another kamikaze drone hits the turret, which begins to spin uncontrollably. The third drone hits between the turret and the hull, and a fire breaks out. The armor of modern Russian tanks has multi-layer protection made of metals, ceramics, and composite materials. But the Ukrainian kamikaze drone doesn't care about that. Its pilot can fly up to the tank, study its weaknesses, and deliver a precise, devastating blow. The drone records hits from a distance. This is Russian TOS rocket system. It fires thermoaric warheads which are extremely dangerous for the infantry. But its range is only up to 10 kilometers, which makes it vulnerable to drone strikes. This tank was coming back from assault, but the drone strikes the target. A $5 million tank. It's torn to pieces by a $500 drone. After a failed assault, Russians have abandoned this tank. Ukrainian drone operator takes his time to find the weakest spot and strikes. The Bu is a Russian-made self-propelled medium-range air defense missile system capable of targeting aircraft and missiles, and has been actively used by both Russia and Ukraine during the ongoing war. HIMARS receives the coordinates and strikes. Target is destroyed. A scout films the jewelry work of an attack drone from a height. An explosion from the inside shatters the equipment and sets it on fire. The fire ends with an explosion. The fire erupts simultaneously from the front and the rear. The mangled hull burns down. The powerful armor was powerless against the detonation from the inside. Here's another example. The lower armor plate is reinforced with chains, and on the upper plate there's a Soviet star for luck. The turret has dynamic protection and additional screens. A modular machine gun and EW are also installed. The drone hovers above the tank, then lowers to improve its chances. The grenade has been thrown, and it's a perfect hit. At first, there's only a slight puff of smoke, but in a moment, the tank catches fire. A powerful flame envelops it, and the dynamic protection starts to detonate. The heated thermal trap explodes and shoots in all directions. The tank has been destroyed.